Hi, this is Sherry Schreiber from gettingbetter.com. And I think this is going to be a little quickie naked truth for you today. um, Retirement. I tell you, I hadn't planned on retiring ever. Really. I thought I'd be doing the kind of healing work I do well into my 80s, but I reached my saturation point with it, and I realized that I was fatigued all the time. I was my weekends. I just want to lay out like a couch tomato and watch TV and watch Netflix and vegetate. And I, I was exhausted a lot of the time because so much emotional and spiritual energy has gone into the kind of work that I've done with my clients. I think that had I pursued a career in psychotherapy, I probably would have been able to do this kind of work, or therapeutic work, shall we say. Yeah, I don't know, into my 80s or 90s. That's sort of how I saw it. But my career took a very different turn back in, I think it was 2007. And it changed the course of my life, and it changed the course of my work. And I started to really be much more invested in helping people really heal on a cellular level. So that's the work I've been doing, but it's not mental work. It's not cerebral work. And I tried not to take on clients that I really couldn't get a foothold with in actually caring about them, caring about their well-being, liking them, being invested in wanting to see them prosper and grow and heal. And like I said, I got to a place where I couldn't do it anymore. And one of my other videos, Misery Comes Easy, Happiness Takes Daily Diligent Work, I speak really directly to my reasons for retiring. But today I want to share with you that if you think it's going to take another year of your working at what you do, before you feel financially stable enough to step away from it, and you find yourself really drained and tired and not looking forward in a passionate sense to each day of your work and doing the work that you're doing, no matter how gratifying it's been for you in the past, and mine certainly was, you might want to rethink your retirement plan. I had expected to hold out until my very maximum age, a couple of years from now, to start receiving Social Security benefits. But it just seemed like a righter time to do it now, when my income is radically reduced. And I thought, if I keep working for 2 more years until I can hold off and take that Social Security at the maximum age that I can receive benefits, what's my life going to feel like and look like over the next 2 years? Will I be even more exhausted? Will I be even more fatigued? Will I start resenting having to expend so much energy trying to help people that, well, in many cases don't want to be helped? Not in the ways I know how to help people. So, it's interesting. There's an old saying, life is what happened when you're making other plans. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect to retire. at this age. Just didn't. But as we grow, as we mature, as we change, our needs change, our priorities change. Sometimes even our values change. Our attitudes shift. It's important to allow for that. So if you're hanging on by a thread and you're going, okay, another year or two, and then I can retire because then maybe I'll have enough money saved up, or, my retirement plan, my 401k, my annuity will be accessible to me without penalty for withdrawals. You may not be taking into consideration the toll on your health, your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Wow, you're contemplating hanging in there much longer. And this is what I want to put across to you today. I really want you to consider this aspect in relation to retiring. Now, the practical concerns, I was knocking down good money every year. But I just couldn't keep doing it and feel confident that it wasn't going to seriously compromise my health, my well-being. And that's when I knew it was time to get out. That's when I knew. So I have a lot of respect for practical considerations. I do. I really do. I'm a practical kind of gal. I've never done anything to shoot myself in the foot. I've made absolutely certain of that throughout my lifetime, the best as I could avoid shooting myself in the foot or being impulsive or reactive to something without really thinking it through. And so that I wouldn't end up paying a price for it later on. That's just my orientation. That's just how I'm wired. No self-sabotaging here. But this came as a surprise to me. And yet the more I thought about it, the more sense it made. I didn't want to be exhausted all the time. I didn't want to get to the end of my work day, having had 5 or 6 clients or 7 clients in a day and feeling utterly exhausted and drained. Just didn't want to feel that way. Is it because I didn't know how to do my work effectively? No, it's because I knew how to do my work too effectively. That's the kind of outcome I was experiencing. This wasn't cerebral work, mental work. Oh, boy, that's a snap for me. This is soul stuff. This came from deep inside the core stuff that I was imparting to people and helping them repair themselves with. And encountering the resistance all the time. So I guess what I'm really wanting to put across to you, bottom line, is if you think you're starting to approach retirement age, you're getting close to that, and if you do it a little sooner than later, I want you to weigh the compromises you're going to make if that's the course you take against the compromises and the sacrifices, perhaps even to your physical health, you'll be making if you hang in there even just another year or two because you think you're afraid you won't be able to stay afloat financially if you don't. And that's about it, really. I wanted to share this with you because it's so intimate to my situation. It's so personal to me right now. I don't know what's next for me. I'm free falling. I'm having a marvelous time recording and posting these videos to the internet and sticking them up on Twitter. It's energizing to me. It's nourishing to me. It's invigorating to me. I feel more vitality and life in me than I've felt in years, to be very honest with you. I feel that vibrancy coming back into me. I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving my retirement. I have just a few clients in my practice still. I wasn't going to just cut them off, leave them stranded. I want to do some completion work with those people and get them where they want to go. But my life and my financial picture look very, very different than they did 6 months ago. And I'm noticing I'm okay with that. For the first time in my life, and trust me, I've had survival issues in this lifetime. For the very first time in my life, I feel like I'm free falling. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's coming for me. I don't know if I'll ever be as financially stable as I've been these past, say, 10, 12 years. And that's been marvelous. But somehow there's a place deep inside of me where I feel safe. I feel at ease. I feel a sense of trust. It's all going to work out. This is new for me. I've been wanting to share this with you. This is brand new for me. This feeling of safety and trust and feeling at ease and at peace. And not going, how am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to support myself? I have no idea. But I'm not worried about it. It's weird. It's kind of weird, really. It's new. It's different. I know from financial struggle, I really do. I lived out of the back seat of a '69 wide-track Pontiac for 2 months. When I was kicked out of the home I had at the time, I was living with my sister at that time, and she was going through custody battles or something with her ex-husband, and her attorney advised her I would be seen by the court as an unsavory member of the family unit because I read Playboy magazines back then. So here I was, tossed out. And everything I owned was in that car, in the trunk of that car, in the back seat of that car, everything I owned. I'd be calling friends of mine, guys I dated, can I stay at your place tonight? Lining up a bed for myself. I've been on food stamps in my life. So I know from financial struggle. I've been there. I've done that. But somehow now, I don't know, maybe it's just this incredible amount of growth and healing work I've done over the years. I'm just in a really good place with me, and I'm not worried. Oh, every now and then, that little thing comes up. Will I be okay? Will I land on my feet? Will I be able to make my expenses? Will I be able to feed 4 animals? 3 cats and a dog. Will I be able to feed myself? Will I be able to maintain this home? But it's an odd thing. I'm not worried about it. I know I'm going to be okay. I just trust and feel like I'm going to be okay. And whatever God and the universe has for me ahead, I will welcome it. And maybe if it's not something I want to do or not something that resonates with me, I will reject it. But I have just this deep sense inside I'm going to land on my feet from this free fall. It's really different. I'm really liking it. And I'm feeling safe. And I just keep telling myself, it's all going to work out. Schreiber, it's all going to work out. You're going to be just fine. We can't see how that's going to orchestrate itself. We can't see it. We all want to, always want to control that stuff. Be able to envision it, right? But sometimes you can't see what's ahead. You just have to sort of put one foot in front of the other and take baby steps and do what brings you glee and joy and satisfaction and happiness. And trust that it's going to work out okay. That's kind of where I'm at. So this is a very straightforward, intimate, honest revelation I'm making with you today. And I would encourage you to consider the same if you're thinking about retiring. Maybe it's better for your health and your well-being and your sense of joy to do it a little earlier than a little later. Because truly, really and truly, when is enough money enough? When is enough money enough? Have you ever felt financially safe and secure, no matter how much money you've made? My wealthiest clients, they've been multimillionaires. They never felt safe and secure. No matter how many times over they made their millions of dollars, never felt safe and secure. So when is enough money ever enough? Have you ever felt enough love in your life? Have you ever felt enough financial safety in your life? These are the big questions, okay? I want you to ask yourself, when you get close to retirement age, I'm not saying do it prematurely. I think today, best retirement age is 66. If you retire after 66, you receive much better benefit. You can keep working, I may, who knows how that will orchestrate itself. But I'm giving you a peek into me because I want to share what's really real for me, so you can ask yourself if it makes sense for it to be real for you too. And maybe your health will much more greatly benefit if you retire now as opposed to a year or two from now. That's all. My dad used to say, don't wait until you retire to learn golf or take up a hobby or something like that. He said, because people who do that never get around to starting those hobbies or learning those new skills. He said, start your hobbies. If you want to learn how to golf, if you've always wanted to learn it, don't wait until you retire, because you're never gonna do it once you retire. You won't have a reason to get up in the morning. People start dying a little every day once they retire. Generally speaking, a lot of people start dying a little every day. If they don't have a purpose or reason to get up in the morning, feels like life is over. Well, I'm not feeling that way at all, folks. I am so joyous. I am so happy. I'm having such a damn good time. I adopted a doggy mid-October. Gave myself that for my birthday this year in 2017. Would never have had the ability to care for that dog properly and attend to that dog properly had I still been working full time. No way would I even have considered it. So I'm thinking of this baby girl as my therapy dog. God knows I've given enough to everybody else for a long enough time. Now it's my turn to receive a little therapy from this puppy, this 6-year-old puppy who adores me. Rethink the whole retirement thing. If you absolutely cannot break away because you work at a job and you're not going to receive benefit or what do you call them? retirement dispensation. Maybe you're a cop or something. For another year or two. I understand you sticking it out, but if you're waking up every morning and hating every day you go to work, if it's draining you, if it's sucking the marrow out of your bones, my dears, that prize ain't worth the price you pay. Because if you get sick, maybe you won't live 2 more years to enjoy that retirement. And that's how I started to really look at my life, quite honestly. I went, what might happen to my health if I continue on in this vein? And I wasn't willing to sacrifice my health. So, just food for thought. Maybe this will land with you in a place that makes sense. Maybe it won't. Maybe you'll think I'm crazy, full of crap. But maybe this video today will speak to you a little bit and ask you to ask yourself, is it possible for me to get to a place of feeling safe in my world and connected joyfully to me so that I can walk away from what I'm doing and be happy about it? God bless you. And bye for now.